Catch me outside, Sheena. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that?
Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you are in the world and having a wonderful weekend. Well, it seems Without a Crystal Ball has gone back into hiding, or maybe her employees needed family time, because when Katie Joy came back to TikTok, she explained that she didn't have anyone to moderate for her because Faith just had a baby and she needed Faith to be on TikTok because Faith was a moderator. But you see, she forgot that she put a statement out that the reason she wasn't on TikTok and didn't have intentions of coming back was because TikTok could possibly be banned. Maybe she didn't remember she had put out that statement. And in my opinion, Katie Joy has a hard time remembering the lies she tells. Before I get into this video, please do not take what I say as fact. Please feel free, and I implore you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Also, in this video I'll be showing you clips of Katie Joy demonstrating and or, as she admits, explaining CSA. If that triggers you and it affects you negatively, please skip this video. I totally understand. Your well-being means so much more to me than a view. So the last live Without a Crystal Ball did, she seemed to have found some courage, and it wasn't liquid courage. Or at least I don't think it was. Katie Joy came across as being quite heated and very offended because there was a woman that was on Bree's live that gave her thoughts about what she thought about Without a Crystal Ball and her actions and the way she carries herself. I will play that clip for you, but what took me by surprise is that Katie Joy didn't seem to be afraid for her life anymore, as she has been claiming. But the way she expressed herself, she seemed to have morphed into Danielle Bregoli, you know, the Catch Me Outside young lady. Check this out.
Oh my God, Sheena is in my chat right now.
Yeah.
Okay, hey Sheena, I need to say something to you, girl. You need to stop running your mouth and accusing me of being an alcoholic.
Me
and
too.
Wait, hold up. Can you just put yourself
Yes,
on?
I'll let you do it. Go ahead.
Sheena, you need to quit it. I literally listened to you on a live stream say you were going to say this with your whole chest, that I was an alcoholic, that I needed to put the wine bottle down, and you were confident that I was abusing my son's medication. And I'm going to tell you something, girl. I am not, and I have never been treated for any addiction ever. I take medication prescribed by my doctor, and I am on substances that my doctor monitors, and I have never taken my son's medication or mine outside of how they are prescribed. I do not have a drinking problem. I have never had a drinking problem. How dare you? She said that I was an alcoholic. I needed to put the bottle down, and that she's confident because of her own addiction that I'm also an addict. Tina, I'm great. 16 years of sobriety is amazing, but it sounds like you're doing a little bit of your projecting, and apparently you're so confident in your or insecure in your sobriety yourself that you need to project your addiction onto other people. You were accusing me of abusing medication my son takes that he's not even prescribed. And then you were sitting there laughing with Bree while you guys discussed that I snort Addy, which is completely false. But Sheena, you were in my chat running your mouth, and now you're suddenly quiet. It's really funny how you are so confident in the bullshit that comes out of your mouth, and yet when you're actually confronted with it, you have nothing to say. Also, if you are getting your PhD in criminal science, you should be able to profile better, and you should know that you're being manipulated and lied to by the Blanchards. And the fact that you decided one day that you needed to reach out to Bree because how could Katie Joy be saying something so bad about Bree without even knowing the history between the Blanchards and I and Bree, and you just automatically assumed that Bree was the victim here? It's just weird as fuck to literally insert yourself into someone's life that you don't know and then become her cheerleader and start bullying people that talk about her. You're a 54-year-old woman that's getting a PhD. What the fuck is wrong with you? You have nothing to say, Sheena. You said, I'm gonna puff my chest out and say it with my whole chest. Isn't that what you said, Sheena? You're gonna say it with your whole chest. And you laughed about my parenting, and you guys literally mocked my child with a disability. And Bree pretended like she was a dog with hydrocephalus because that dog was my son. What the fuck is wrong with you, Sheena? Catch me outside, Sheena. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Sheena,
listen,
no.
I'm home. I couldn't talk earlier, but I'm not going to have anyone talk to me when I can't respond back. So,
you dare accuse
got about
me.
5 minutes, and I'll listen to what you have to say.
Sheena, I listened to you accuse me of abusing alcohol when I was pregnant. Never happened. And I literally heard you say, I'm going to say this with my whole chest. Katie needs to put the bottle down and stop abusing prescription drugs, none of which I do. You accuse me of being an alcoholic and abusing my son's prescription medications, sniffing Addy, and being a drug addict, none of which I am. And you are confident. You are so fucking confident. And you are 100% wrong. You did a video and accused me, or you were on some panel accusing me of drinking my entire pregnancy. I didn't drink a drop. Where the fuck does this come out from, huh?
Tell me when you're done and I'll respond.
There's no response other than saying you're sorry.
Wrong.
No.
First of all, I never accused you of drinking while you were pregnant. I don't know how many kids you have. I know you have one that's 3 or 4, I've heard. Don't know anything about him. I saw a bottle on the table, and I said, while people are accusing Brie of things, they need to push the bottle away from their face.
No, that's not what you said. That is not what you said. You said that you had been sober for 16 years and you knew an addict when you saw one. And you accused me of being an alcoholic and a drug addict. And Brie, I was watching. Don't gaslight me.
I need receipts. I need receipts on that.
Oh, you always have selective amnesia. Faith was there
I don't
too.
ever recall accusing you of being a drug addict.
You said I abused Faith. What did she say?
That you abuse Adderall and
okay, I want receipts. Want receipts.
You said it, and then Brie said that I sniffed them.
Want receipts. Want receipts.
You have them.
Well, I did see a video of you like hunting them down. I mean, you were hunting them hard. I don't know what you do with them, but you know. But here's the thing, Katie, you have to understand, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change.
How about you just say you're sorry and you were wrong?
I'm not going to say that because I don't feel that, and it wouldn't.
So you're in my house and you know that I'm abusing drugs?
I don't ever remember accusing you of abusing drugs.
You just said I hunted down Adderall. There's no video of me hunting down Adderall.
But I also said I don't know what you do with them or whatever. I just said that.
Okay, Sheena, listen, I'll tell you what I do with them. Sheena, I have ADHD. I'm prescribed medication for my ADHD, and I take them as prescribed. I take one per day of a controlled medication that is prescribed to me by a doctor. Okay. I don't hunt shit down. I get them from a pharmacy.
Okay. All right.
I don't sniff shit.
What do you want now?
I want you to say you're sorry and that you were wrong.
Not going to happen. That's
you were
not
wrong.
Happen.
You were wrong.
You're looking for something here you're not going to find. You're just not going to find it.
You are 54 years old and a
Pull it out.
Bitch.
Pull it out. I said, show me the receipts. Pull it out.
It's in your ass.
She's a fucking bitch.
You know, when I heard that, I was impressed for a split second. But this is Katie Joy we're talking about. She's a coward. And I also remembered what I heard on these YouTube streets, that when she was to appear in court for a defamation case against 7M, she remained in her car and didn't even go into the courtroom. Her attorney had to come to her car, and communicate with her. Anyone can act so tough and come across like they can stand their ground, but definitely not Katie Joy. And is it really that deep if somebody that doesn't know you is actually speaking on a stranger's panel and shares their opinion about you, especially if you are absolutely confident within yourself and know that what they're assuming about you is so far from the truth, and clearly they're not living with you and they don't know what goes on behind closed doors? That, in my opinion, does not warrant the reaction Katie Joy had. But that's just my thoughts. From my observation, from covering Katie Joy for a few years, she is a coward, as I said, and she will do anything and use anyone to play the victim card. And that's exactly what she did here by using her son once again, claiming that people are bullying her son. Now let me make myself very clear. I do not watch Brie. That woman blocked me as soon as she saw my name pop up in her live chat when I first learned about her. I wasn't even in the chat for like 15 seconds and I was blocked. Now, if Brie is bullying a child, shame on her. From the content creators that I have watched that have mentioned her son, including myself, we have spoken nothing but positive things about him. And I will say this again. I feel that I have more faith in her son than she has or ever will. So, within the same live, she went after Nikki, who has a YouTube channel called Supernatural Crime with Nikki, which I have linked in the description box. Check this out.
That chick, there's a Nikki that thinks I disseminate child porn. If it's that Nick, if it's that Nikki, that chick is crazy. Oh, Chopper Lily just said it's that Nikki. Yeah, that chick's crazy. Chopper Lily can testify. Chopper Lily, how crazy is Nikki? How insane is she? She literally makes videos and accuses me of distributing child porn. Yeah, she's crazy. She also listens to crazy people. So yeah. They also are accusing me of sending them threats, but I don't and have never. She feels like she's in some sort of cool club, I think.
This is so fucked up of Katie Joy to do, because now she is calling Nikki crazy and insane and saying that Nikki feels that she's part of the cool club. Let me give you a bit of a backstory. A little while back, a few of us creators that discuss Katie Joy and talk about her, we started receiving emails. I'm talking about threatening emails. So let's talk about Nikki, since she is calling Nikki out and bullying Nikki. Nikki was receiving emails from an email address that Katie Joy uses for her business, for a YouTube channel. That's her business. And as I said, there were threatening emails that were threatening Nikki and her son's life. And Katie Joy actually denied that that was her. Nikki lived in fear. And I can understand it, because when somebody's coming at you and your child, game changer. She received these emails for weeks until she took action, but no results came of that. Then Katie Joy came out with a video, and she explains how she knows who was doing this. And she was so empathetic to Nikki. She even said she wanted to have a conversation with her, which truly blows my mind now, because yeah, she is bullying Nikki. Check this out.
This person is actually located in the United States. They have been way less than smart about how they've done this. They have left a very long paper trail. They have been extremely obvious in who and what they're doing. They have resorted in going after people that follow me. But there's one person in that group that appears to be fueled by, I keep trying to wrap my head around to like what this person is thinking, but I can't, because I would never do this to anyone. I've been looking at their profile, and they seem to think that like this kind of behavior is just silly and funny. There's one person specifically I would want to talk to, because I know for a fact she thinks that I have sent her these messages when I didn't, but I don't think she realizes that that same person is sending me threats in her name to me. In fact, that person sent an email to my attorney confessing to crimes yesterday in this person's name. That person that thinks I'm threatening her doesn't realize that the person she thinks is threatening her, which is me, isn't doing it, and that someone she formerly really trusted is the one that's doing it.
Katie Joy said, as you guys heard, she knew who was sending the emails, but she didn't contact Nikki to let Nikki know. Nikki, as I told you guys, was living in fear. Nikki begged her. Nikki went on to streams where Katie Joy was on panel to ask, to beg, to plead with Katie Joy to please let her know who was doing this, who was responsible for the emails. And Katie Joy refused to let her know. Katie Joy, why could you not find it in your heart to reach out to Nikki, to give her peace of mind, to give her some sort of relief? You, a mother, you know or should know how she felt, but you couldn't find it in your heart to give her that peace of mind. Now, going back to her TikTok live stream, this is what she goes on to say.
They think that because I explained there was a case I had to cover, and they were describing SA and they were calling it digital penetration.
Did you guys catch that? Did any of you catch that? Katie Joy told on herself. Let's play that again.
They think that because I explained there was a case.
There you go. She admitted, she explained, keyword explained. But she changes, or she tries to change the narrative, and she lies. And this is what she says.
And people were like, what's digital penetration? And I put up my fingers, digital penetration, like SA, sexual abuse.
Oh, okay. On a screen?
That's all I did.
No, Katie Joy, you didn't just hold up two fingers. You already admitted, you explained, you gave a verbal interpretation. Why lie? And yes, Faith, she did it on a stream, on an Instagram, when she was live. And here you go. This is the proof. You can come to your own conclusion now. Your queen is not that innocent as she portrays herself.
Digitally penetrating. What do you think that sounds like? You put your fingers up the genitals of a 5-year-old girl. So you rape a child by sticking your fingers inside their genitals.
No, Katie Joy, you didn't just hold up two fingers. She keeps on with her lies.
And they said that I was teaching people how to abuse their children.
I specifically said you demonstrated, and you admitted that you explained. But now you want to change the storyline and lie. So you guys can come to your own conclusions now. And she goes on to double down on her lies.
That's a weird thing to say.
Right?
Very odd. people don't already do that or can just do it. They don't have to learn from anybody. Like,
Yeah. Like,
it's weird.
so it was Josh Duggar's criminal case. And so they were saying that because I answered a question in the chat, because someone said, what is digital penetration? And I just put up my fingers and I said, fingers, digital. And so they said I was teaching people how to essay their children. And then they also accused me of downloading the content that was found in Josh's computer that he's in prison for.
That's weird how people take that out of context, that you don't need to watch in order to read court reports.
Out of context, Miss Ray, your queen reported on something that's so heartbreaking, tragic, triggering. She has a huge platform. She didn't give any trigger warnings to her audience. And I can say that because some of her audience members reached out to me. When she spoke about this, she showed no emotions. She tried, but she just couldn't get those emotions out. And the evidence is here. Maybe I'm wrong. And I encourage you to let me know if I am. Other creators also covered this, and they didn't go the lengths that Without a Crystal Ball went. She must always take it to the next level. And in this next clip, she demonstrates how she took it to the next level. She explains that she wants to know if that baby is safe. This clip I'm going to show you is the reason why people feel the way they do and say what they say about her having this on a computer. Because me personally, I don't think Facebook would have allowed such things on their platform. And it amazes me that she was the only one to have seen such content. But again, at the end of the day, I'm not out there to the world asking the world if they've seen this, because it's truly triggering. Once again, you guys, trigger warning. She talks about child essay, so please just log out if you can't handle this type of content. And I truly understand your mental health and well-being is more important than this BS.
And is that baby safe? I get into Facebook, right? Because there's an image somehow connected to Facebook. And the Philippine press, I'm not even lying, took still images of the video and censored portions of it. And even censored. It's on Facebook. And I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it. I didn't even want to see it. It was fully censored, right? It's on Facebook. You can't see the person's face. You can't see the other person's face, but you can see that the baby is hanging upside down. And it's on Facebook. And you can see that the baby's feet are like strapped onto the board. And so I'm like, yes, I did know that you almost reopened it. So there is one of Daisy's face too, completely uncentered. And I'm like, why are these videos, like there's a photograph of Daisy, totally uncensored. There's one of her, like, and it's all on Facebook.
Again, Ray and Katie Joy, this is what gives people cause to say what they say about you. Was this really necessary for Katie Joy to even talk about? When Katie Joy clears her throat, in my opinion, is when she realizes she fucked up and she tries to come up with an excuse or a lie to get out of that fucked up situation she put herself in. She said she didn't want to see it, but she chose to go look for it. She found it and she watched it. Katie Joy, also, you have admitted to being on the dark web.
I went and dipped my toe into the dark web's ocean,
Yeah.
and that's all that I wanted. I was out.
I downloaded it once. I think the Tor browser is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And I found the wiki.
Also, I cannot understand or grasp how someone who claims to be this journalist, reporter, whatever she wants to call herself, who claims to fight for women and children, and someone who is a mother herself, has no emotions when talking about topics of this nature. She is totally soulless, in my opinion, when covering such heart-wrenching stories. But then again, she also has admitted to being desensitized when talking about kids being hurt and harmed.
I was covering child sexual abuse quite a bit. And I got so desensitized to it that I would like read these articles and I was like, or like child torture where like parents were arrested for torturing their kids.
Yeah.
And I found myself like reading these articles and being so detached from the outcome, and they're describing like really graphic things.
Yeah.
And then like having my readers being like, oh my God. And I'm like, why didn't I have that reaction?
Please let me know in the comment section if this is normal for people to be desensitized. I can understand if this is your profession, if you in this line of work that you do it every single day. But for somebody like Katie Joy, I just don't buy that. She, in my opinion, is just soulless. She keeps her bullshit and lies going, and her echo chamber is just absorbing it. And also, pay attention to how she stutters. She can't even get her words out.
That was the most vile case I've ever had to cover. I had nightmares. And like, yeah, so I'm teaching people how to essay a child. Like, they're so dumb. Like, Nikki will say that I have Daisy's destruction on my computer. And I'm like, you do realize if that actually existed on my computer, I would probably be arrested.
Oh, we are aware of that. So is that why you decided to purchase new computers? Asking for a friend.
That is a flagged, like, downloadable thing that the feds find everywhere. That's insanity to even assume that I would have something like that. Like, that video is the shit that nightmares are made of. They killed a child in that video. Yeah, and it wasn't a detective. It was the agent from the Department of Homeland Security. He testified that it was one of the worst videos he'd ever had to see in his entire career.
I feel awful for him, you know, like I wonder how he's coping in this world after having seen that.
Well, I think they're like in a way desensitized to it. I feel bad for the jury.
Look, as much as Katie Joy wants to say she is a journalist, Katie Joy is not a journalist. She is a YouTuber and a mother, and also someone who has explained and claimed how she was sexually assaulted, and she cannot bring herself to find the emotions that go with when covering stories like this. This is not normal, in my opinion. She seems to get a thrill, and this is just my opinion, but to me, it seems as though she gets a thrill from talking about these kind of topics. And also, it's weird as fuck, because there's this clip that has been around for a long time.
When I get old, I want to be the old grandma that like sexually harasses the young boys that walk by. I don't even care.
This is not normal, and this is just the tip of the iceberg with where I am going with these upcoming videos about who is Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball. She obviously is lacking something. She is always in drama, and this was from the inception of her being on YouTube and continues. She inserts herself in other people's drama, and I can attest to that. I spoke briefly about Nikki and her situation. You can actually go over to Nikki's YouTube channel and see the torment that she experienced in regard to the threatening emails that were sent to her. I will demonstrate to you how Katie Joy brought chaos and unwanted stress into my life, and something that was exposed recently gave me even more validation that Katie Joy is not as innocent as she claims to be, in my opinion. But this is all I have for now. Thank you in advance for taking the time out of your busy schedule to click on this video. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, for supporting this channel. I am eternally grateful. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye, guys.